YouTube channel Nos Confunden. The local sun and the ice walls. Imagine for a moment that ancient texts written in forgotten languages spoke of a local sun as a source of light and life encapsulated within the dome, projecting its rays in controlled patterns to create a specific cycle of days and nights. This sun, diminutive compared to modern ideas of distant stars, is not millions of kilometers away, but orbits along a carefully arranged path to maintain balance within our world dome. Much like in alchemical teachings, this sun represents the primordial light that allows for growth and movement within the eternal cycle of existence. Nos Confunden. Unlike the concept of a central sun in a vast and unknowable universe, the local sun is an element that, from an alchemical perspective, acts as the eye of the soul, a reflection of the inner light within the dome's physical structure. This sun illuminates the continents surrounded by ice walls, whose boundaries conceal other lands, regions of forbidden knowledge hidden by both the custodians and the Anunnaki. Nos Confunden. According to ancient Nordic and Greek traditions, these ice walls are not only physical barriers, but also spiritual ones, protecting and concealing unknown lands. In Norse mythology, there are lands protected by massive ice barriers, similar to the walls that encircle our continents. The ancients believed that beyond these walls lay the realms of giants and gods, territories forbidden to mortals, reflecting the prohibition against accessing the mysteries the custodians have hidden. In Greek mythology, the regions beyond the oceans and walls represented the domain of titans and primordial forces that preceded the gods, echoing the forces the custodians conceal behind their barriers. Nos Confunden. To alchemists, this local sun was not only a source of light, but an emblem of the hidden light, or lux occulta, veiled within the layers of reality. Its energy, controlled and limited within the dome, symbolizes each being's latent potential to transcend matter. For alchemists, the sun was a symbol of inner transmutation, a reminder that, while its light is confined to a cycle within the dome, the human spirit can radiate beyond physical limits, reaching a state of divine light that transcends the material. Nos Confunden. This local sun, within its limited course, also symbolizes the eternal wheel of samsara, where the soul is reborn and dies within the dome's boundaries, never reaching the forbidden lands, which remain hidden by the colonizing custodians and Anunnaki. Hermetic and Kabbalistic texts refer to this restriction as the circle of illusion, a boundary that can only be broken by abandoning the ego and seeking higher knowledge. In this vision, the sun's light is the initial impulse for spiritual transformation, a reflection of what might be attained if one could cross the walls and see the true sun beyond the dome. Nos Confunden. In the scriptures of the ancient Vikings, Ragnarok represented the end of one cycle and the rebirth of another, reflecting the belief that the ice walls and dome are merely the first layers of a much vaster world. The continents we know, according to these traditions, are only a fraction of the true lands that extend beyond what is permitted, beyond the custodian's oversight. This vision of a forbidden and hidden land, of a broader truth, aligns perfectly with the mysteries of ancient Greece, where heroes and gods could only venture into the unknown through trials and sacrifices. In the end, the local sun in our dome, like the aqua vitae in alchemy, represents both a barrier and a promise. It is the light that encloses and defines our visible world, yet also a reminder of what we could achieve if we manage to transcend the imposed limitations. Nos Confunden. Hermetic philosophy states that the sun is a reflection of our own latent potential, and that the hidden knowledge of continents beyond the walls is a metaphor for secrets that humanity can only understand when breaking the cycle and crossing the dome's barriers. Thus, the local sun and the ice walls become symbols of the human condition, a duality of limitation and hope. While the custodians and Anunnaki monitor and control the confines of our world dome, ancient wisdom reminds us that the true journey is awakening the inner light, a transmutation of spirit that will one day allow us to see beyond the projected shadows and access the hidden lands, the forbidden realms that lie beyond the dome's veil. YouTube channel Nos Confunden. According to the Vedas, this local sun, represented as Surya, is not only a source of light, but a symbol of the Atman, the spiritual essence connecting all beings within the cycle of existence. In these ancient texts, the sun is not a distant cosmic entity, but a tangible presence within the dome, guiding the rhythm of life and illuminating the continents surrounded by ice walls. The sages saw this sun as a projection of the inner self, an invitation for humanity to awaken to its divine essence, though there is also much manipulation by the so-called sun gods, or custodians, who have positioned the sun as the beacon of life. Nos Confunden. In the Vedas, Agni and Surya are mentioned as bearers of hidden knowledge, guardians of realms within and beyond the material. They operate within a confined space, similar to a celestial chariot in the heavens, illuminating only those territories permitted by the custodians. The Rigveda speaks of Vritra, a serpent or dragon representing the great waters and the barriers enclosing the world, an echo of the ice walls that limit our understanding of what lies beyond. Just as Indra had to confront and overcome Vritra to release the heavenly waters and expand consciousness, we too must overcome the barriers of illusion imposed by the custodians and Anunnaki. YouTube channel Nos Confunden. In hermetic texts, this struggle is mentioned as an alchemical process. The sun within the dome represents the beginning of inner transmutation, the divine spark that illuminates the path to hidden knowledge. The light it radiates in a limited cycle is a metaphor for human life, trapped in a repetitive cycle of rebirth and death without reaching the forbidden lands. Thus, the local sun is a reflection of the quest for the magnum opus or great work, the process of purification and elevation of the spirit that leads to ego dissolution and enables one to transcend the imposed walls. Esoteric texts also speak of the upper waters as a boundary beyond the dome, mentioned in the Mahabharata and the ancient Upanishads as the place where the soul's true wisdom resides. These waters represent the end of all material knowledge and a return to the origin, a great ocean where souls return after each life cycle. It is an ocean of pure consciousness, a symbol of the cycle of rebirth and destruction, where all forms dissolve before a new creation. Just as the Vedic Svarga was only a stage before reaching the supreme waters, ancient sages taught that beyond the dome and the ice walls lies a higher realm, a source of pure knowledge attained only through spiritual transmutation. YouTube channel Nos Confunden.